Welcome back, this is RB Sensei. If you like this video at any point, hit the like button and comment. It's the only way we'll grow. Now let's get into this ridiculous nonsense. This says I'm officially divorced from the horrible man.
Oh, don't cry.
1-900-9099-CRY.
Okay, she on the internet bragging about being divorced from this monster of a man. But let's just do a little assessment of her before we judge him.
That's a great idea. I'm with that.
Tattoos all up and down her arm. Nose ring in her nose. On the internet, putting her business out there. Does this seem like she's the most peachy of women? Does this seem like she's a gentle, innocent butterfly?
Hell to the no, no.
And of course, the hoop earrings. This is a toxic, damaged woman trying to get the world to believe that she's sweet and innocent and this guy she just divorced was so terrible. Well, why did you marry him? Why did you get with him in the first place? Let me guess, you want us to think he tricked you and he was a sweet angel for the first year, 2 years, and then all of a sudden he became, the worst man on the planet. I'm not going for it, man.
You can't run that game on me. Just another basic woman, right?
How much would you want to bet that she's 10 times more horrible than he's ever been? And how much would you want to bet that the next guy she screws will be just as bad, if not worse, than this guy she's talking about here? And the cycle continues. Hopefully she never reproduces, for society's sake.
The reason why you meet these 30-year-old women who are such absolute savages when it comes to dating and they just instantly X out men the second that they see something they don't like, it's usually because they know how long those relationships can go on for and what a total time waste they can be.
Okay, you 30 plus still on the dating market and you think it's savagery to X dudes out quick? You need to be trying to make something work. You need to be giving leeway because your time is running out. I wouldn't call this a savage, man. At this age, it's just sad.
You just don't get it, do you? You don't.
At 30, have you ever considered you're the problem? I could tell by the makeup and whatever's on your head, you have the maturity of a 14-year-old at best.
Is she f***ing 15 years old? But mentally, yes, she is. Mentally, yeah. Most women's brains don't develop too far past 20. At max. I'm talking and this is doctorate level woman.
If you have to keep cutting dudes off, apparently you're not attracting the type of guys you want. And you really need to figure out why that is.
What really irks men about women in that age group? The certainty that comes with experience and knowledge of those around them and being able to turn that into behavior. Usually by that age, you either see your friends go through on and off relationships with people who they instantly knew they didn't like something about, but they decided to stick it out anyways until they actually developed feelings, or they have been through it personally themselves, and you only need one of those to know never happening again. And if you end up in another situation like that, it's genuinely tragic. That being said, I have met women in their 30s and 40s who are not savages. There are women who make it to their 50s and they are not savages. Go see 90 Day Fiancé for a perfect example. The gag is that men will try to make you think that the women who aren't savages are the ones who are happy.
Okay, so are you saying you're happy being a savage? You're happy going on dates that you don't end up liking or don't, meet what you're looking for? Date after date after date, failure after failure after failure. That's happiness?
Hell no.
But no, it is the savages who are happy. They have clear, defined boundaries. They know what they want and they know what they don't want. How could you not be?
Knowing what you want and knowing what you don't want isn't helping you get closer to getting it. Vision boards don't land top tier dudes. Talking on the internet don't land you top tier dudes. Actually, that disqualifies you from landing a top tier dude a lot of the times. It's cool to call yourself a savage when you still look kind of good. But when you old and wrinkly and still alone, is you still going to be claiming savage? When that attention drops, she going to be singing a whole different tune, I promise you.
All right, ladies, if you're a stay-at-home mom and your backup plan in case of divorce is your ex-husband is going to pay alimony and child support, listen up.
Did you just catch that? Let's listen to that again.
Your backup plan in case of divorce is your ex-husband is going to pay alimony and child support, listen up. When I filed for divorce from my ex-husband, he was making over $200,000 a year. I kicked him out in October of 2018. He paid me nothing.
Thank you, Jesus! Great!
You kicked him out, but he was making $250,000 a year. Yeah, that makes sense. They always think they're the big dogs no matter what. Even if you taking care of everything in their life, paying for everything, protecting, providing, she still thinks she's your superior.
It doesn't even make sense.
Pay attention to that language. She kicked him out. I'm already on his side.
Nothing. I didn't get anything from him until May of 2019, when the judge issued an emergency order for support. And the court then did a wage garnishment with his employer, which was our family windshield business. So in May of 2019...
Our family business? Or was it a business he built and he just wanted to make you feel better, so he said it's our business?
There was a one-time garnishment of Jake's wages for $3,600. That was the only check that I would ever get in that amount. Because I was months behind in rent, all of that check went to back rent, groceries, gas, and it kept me from being evicted for just a couple more months.
Well, how about you get a job like everybody else in the world has to do? I don't feel bad for you. You know how many guys took to court and now they got to work 3 jobs just to have a roof over their head because some ungrateful broad took him for everything he had after divorce, and now we got to work 3 jobs to stay out of prison?
The day after Jake's wages got garnished for that $3,600, he began telling people inside of the company, there's about 300 employees, that he was going to get fired. If you quit your job, that's different than if you get fired. So 2 days after the only time that Jake's wages were ever garnished, he went into work that day, got into a huge fight with the main owner of our family business, who's a family member, right in front of all of the employees, told him to fuck off, called him a f***. I have this in affidavits. Got all crazy. He was like pushing chairs around and stuff. So that family member had to fire him on the spot. By the way, in the history of Jake, he'd never ever done anything like that at work. It was completely unprecedented. Jake then collected unemployment in 2 states because he filed both in Utah and in Arizona.
You're a good man.
City boy! City boy!
My nigga.
Well played, brother. Fellas, do whatever you gotta do to not pay, money to these low-life demonic creatures. From the sounds of it, she set this up from the beginning. She was looking at him as a lick from the beginning. I'll sit around on my butt for a couple of years, and then when I get tired of doing that, I'll just take him for everything he has and live a hot girl summer.
Nice try.
Girls don't want flowers for Valentine's Day. We want cows.
Huh?
Relationship hack, maybe? Something that I have introduced into a lot of my connections with, like, my friends, with my family, with, I'm not dating, I'm very single, but the connections that I make, I have this little hack, and it's called solutions or sympathy. And I feel like not enough people know about this, and I feel like it is really beneficial. So if you find yourself in a situation where someone has come to you and, they're talking about something that's upset them, or you've had an argument with someone, or whatever it is, someone's come to you and they're opening up about something. Ask them, do you want solutions or do you want sympathy? By asking someone that, you are giving them the space to say, I would really like advice right now, which is your solution. Or they're going to say, I just need you to listen. I just need you to tell me it's going to be okay. And there's your sympathy. So I feel like a lot of harder conversations or a lot of...
That is so awkward. If you come to somebody who, you trust, you feel like you can open up to, and the first thing they say is, so what do you want? Solutions or sympathy?
Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch.
Would you still want to talk to him after that? You probably would say, never mind. You effing K-U-N-T.
You get to say that about a woman. Why can't you say women are wrong when they're wrong?
You want to be making moves on the street, have no attachments, allow nothing to be in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat.
Okay, first of all, I didn't miss the red flags. I looked at them and thought, damn, that's sexy. And that's my problem.